Hi everyone, Letty here from Party Planner Paperie. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a Not Too Shabby design team project where I use the box of the month to make a 4-panel pop-up gift card holder. So welcome everyone. I'm on the design team for the Not Too Shabby shop for this term. Here's their logo. I'm going to list their website link and a discount code down the description box below. Here's some more information for the shop. So for today's video, I am showcasing the February box of the month, which is an exclusive from Not Too Shabby shop. You've got some paper pads, some stamp sets, and ephemera, and there are 2 different collections that come in the box this month. You also get some freebies from Jamie. She always throws something in extra. So let's look at the first part of the collection, which is Meet Me at Wonderland. This is an Alice in Wonderland theme. You have a 6x6 paper pad. There are 24 papers. You have 6 designs and 4 of each paper, but they are double-sided, which means you get 12 designs in this paper pad. So those are the 12 on the front cover. You do have some coordinating ephemera. It is so cute, and it matches perfectly with that paper pad. Then we have 2 stamp sets that are from the Wonderland theme. So we've got Wonderland sentiments, and these are some really fun, very Alice in Wonderland sentiments. They are super fun. And then you've got the Meet Me in Wonderland stamp set, which has more of the actual pictures on it. So here I have some of the pictures that have been stamped and colored and fussy cut out, just to give you an idea of, you know, one way that you can color these, or just to kind of bring this stamp set to more life for you. So super cute, super fun, lots of really key characters there from Alice in Wonderland. That's the first half of the box. The second half is Meet Me at the Theater, and this is a theater or movie with popcorn kind of theme. I really like this one. It's so fun and so unique. You really don't see this anywhere else, and so it's so fun. Again, 24 sheets, just like the other one, 6 designs, but it's double-sided, so you have 12, and it's 4 of each paper. We have some coordinating ephemera that's also really cute and goes perfectly with that paper pad, and then the stamp set is called Movie Night. And again, I've colored some images for you just to kind of show you how this can look once it's colored, just to give a little bit more of a visual. So these are just some super fun images. You've got a popcorn, you've got a little girl on a popcorn, a little boy on a popcorn maker, and then you've got this fun little popcorn garland. And the fun thing about that is that you can add additional garlands kind of stacked together, and so, or linked together. So here's one with a double garland. I also have one where I have a quadruple garland, so 4 of them kind of combined, and then just a ton. The sky's the limit on that. You can keep going and going as long as you have paper. So again, this was the box of the month, and the fun thing about these stamp set is look at all of the fun ephemera that you've basically made with all these stamped images. So again, February box of the month from the Not Too Shabby shop. As of right now, the full box is still available, as well as a few of the individual items. So the project that I'm going to make today, I'm going to primarily use these 2 items, which is the Meet Me at the Theater 6x6 paper pad. So fun. I'm going to use 5 sheets from there. And then I'm going to be using the Movie Night stamp set, which again, this is still available as an individual stamp. And the trick here is I'm going to use every single stamp that comes on this stamp set. So for one project, I'm going to use every single stamp that came on that stamp set. So super fun. So 5 sheets of 6x6 paper. You see here, I do have 2 sheets that are exactly the same. I will show you why I need that in just a bit. And then I've got 3 additional sheets that are different patterns. Again, you get 12 patterns from this paper pad. So you've got lots to choose from to make your 5 sheets here. So we're going to do a project that's called a 4-panel 6x6 pop-up gift card holder. This is so fun. I've got some garlands here, my sentiments, some random little popcorn, almost like little embellishments. I've got some stamped images. I've got a piece of scrap paper that I have as almost like a little belly band on the front cover. And then we have our 4-panel pop-up mechanism and those 2 sheets. That's why I needed 2 of the same, because they're going to be my background mats. I've got a little tag with some extra popcorn, a little pocket for my gift card, and then I have 2 additional panels with some little stamped images and some cute little sentiments that came in this stamp set. So this actually does stand up really well. I love this project. I've done it before, but it's such a fun project, and it's really a crowd pleaser. The recipient usually always loves this because it's just a really showstopper with this pop-up mechanism. You're not expecting it to kind of pop out at you, and it's so fun. So I've got my stamped images, and again, I'm using every single stamp that comes in this stamp set. All of them have already been colored and cut out. I've got them ready to go. I also have a little tag, and I also have a little pocket here that I'm going to add for my gift card holder pocket. So I've got all of my stamped images ready to go. Now, the other thing you're going to need is 1 sheet of 12 by 12 solid colored cardstock. I am using some black cardstock. I think I got this at Hobby Lobby. I think it's 65 pound. I'm going to layer on so many sheets of paper that it'll be fine, but you definitely want something just a little thicker. I'm going to cut at 6 inches on the 12-inch side. So I've got got a 6x12 piece of paper. This is going to be my card base. We'll put that aside. And then you're going to take your second sheet and you're going to cut it at 4 inches on the 6-inch side. And then you will have a 4-inch and a 2-inch piece of paper. So this one's 4x12. This will be your pop-up panel mats. We're going to cut those down in a second. You also are going to want to cut off 1/4 of an inch from the 12-inch side of that last little paper. So now your strip will be 2 inches by 11 3/4 roughly. And it can be just an approximate 1/4 of an inch. It's okay if it's a little bit off. So we've got our little scrap. You will have your 3 pieces and you're going to put those aside. We will need those. I'm going to switch over to my smaller paper trimmer just because I like cutting with this one. I prefer it. So I've got my long strip and my larger piece, which I'm going to put aside. Now we're going to cut down that 4-inch strip that we're going to cut those panels out of. We're going to cut it at 2 3/4 twice on the 12-inch side. So cut 2 3/4 twice, and that will give us our mat that's 2 3/4 by 4 inches. And this is going to be our smaller panel. Then I'm going to take that same piece and I'm going to keep cutting it. I'm going to cut it at 2 7/8 twice. So that way I have 2 additional panels, and this one will be my larger panel. 2 7/8 by 4 inches. So we've got a smaller panel and we've got a larger panel, and we've got 2 of each of those 2 sizes. So there you go. You can see the little bit of a difference there. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut that paper down now. Okay, so on my example, you'll see here that I'm using a full panel on the front as well as a little scrap mat. And then on the inside, I have my 4 panels, and I do have my 2 larger mats as well. So I have 3 kind of full-size mats that I'm going to need, one for the cover plus a scrap, which I'll show you later, and then 2 full-size for the inside. And I am going to use this confetti blue paper as my inside background. We're going to cut this down to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, just like this. I'm going to cut all 3 of those larger mats to the same dimensions, 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. Super easy. It's going to be a perfect square. So 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. Now for my next 2 sheets, this one is going to be a little bit different. So what we're going to do is turn the top to the right hand side, just like this. We're going to cut it on the side, and we're going to cut at 3 3/4. So 3 3/4, you'll have a scrap left over. I'm going to put that aside for right now. The first cut I'm going to do is at 2 1/2 inches on that 6-inch side. So we've got 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. That's our smaller mat. Then I'll take the same piece of leftover paper and cut it to 2 5/8. So 2 5/8 by 3 3/4. And that's our larger mat. I'm going to put aside all the rest of my scraps. I'm going to do the same thing with the second paper. Turn it to the right, cut it at 3 3/4. Now that extra scrap is the one that I used for my front cover. So I am going to cut this one down to 5 3/4 on the 6-inch side, just so it mats perfectly with my cover mats, just like this. So then I'm going to keep cutting down that paper 2 1/2 and then 2 5/8. I'm just going to repeat the same cuts that I did on the first time around. Now you can also die cut or cut out the little pocket. I am using a little stitch scalloped die cut, and my die cut is about 2 3/4 by 1 1/2 inches. You can also just cut a little rectangle and make a little pocket if you don't have something around this size, but you see here you can get 2 of them from the 1 scrap paper. So this is where I only needed 5 sheets to make this entire project. I have my 4 panels, my 2 smaller ones and my 2 larger ones. I've got my 3 larger mats, my cover, my insides, and my little extra scrap to go on the cover for decoration. I'm going to take my card base, which is the 6x12. I'm going to fold it in half on the 12-inch side, and I'm going to go ahead and varnish or enforce that little score mark. So that way I have my 6x6 card base. Next, I'll take my 2-inch strip, and I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half on the 11 3/4 inch side. It's easier to just fold it in half than to try to use a scoreboard for this. So I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to fold back each of the 2 sides to kind of form like a W or an M. So I'm just going to fold each of those 2 sides back to the middle fold. So you see here, it'll make like a W or an M, depending on how you look at it. So again, fold it in half and then fold those 2 sides back. So let's go ahead and assemble or glue this card together. So I'm going to go ahead and put away my scraps, and I'm going to take everything that I have already prepped. And we're going to go ahead and start with our card base, and we're going to start with our larger mats. And so I have my cover and my 2 inside mats, and I'm going to use my line coat glue. I'm going to go ahead and add glue to my large mat papers and add them. I'm going to start with the inside, and it's important that you actually glue the insides before you get too far into the project. Here's what it'll look like with a little bit of a border. It's important because you have to make sure that these mats go down first before you start gluing in the pop-up mechanism. If you accidentally move straight to the pop-up, you might accidentally, forget to add those mats on the inside. So I've done the inside. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my large mat to the outside, which is my cover. just like this. And you see here an extra little border as well. It's about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So perfect, just a little border. So next I'm gonna add in that little scrap that I had left over. I'm gonna glue it towards the bottom side of the front cover, sort of the bottom area, just like this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and glue my stitch scalloped sentiment on right in the middle. And this one is about maybe 3.5 to 4 inches wide, maybe. And I have already stamped the sentiment, added a little bit of popcorn, almost like little embellishments. Instead of adding like sequins or gemmies or enamel dots, I went ahead and just added the little popcorns. And I'm gluing down my images right in the front. You see there, I actually stamped a little face on the popcorn. That was the last of the stamps besides me using everything. And so I decided, you know what, let me just go ahead and stamp the face right on the popcorn so I can go ahead and use every single stamp in this stamp set. So I'm adding the little garlands of the popcorn right on my 2 corners of my card, and that will complete my cover. Super, super fun, right? Look at all the whimsy here. Then we're gonna go ahead and work on the inside. So before I work on the actual pop-up mechanism, I'm gonna do my panels. Now, my panels need to be in order of large, small, small, and large. So remember, we cut 2 different sizes of panels and papers. You're gonna wanna make sure you layer them that way. I have my little pocket. I did add a little notch using the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. And so I just went ahead and added that. You don't have to do that. You could also use a circle punch, but I went ahead and added that notch. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue all of my little panels, just almost like little mini areas, little card fronts kind of situation. I'm gonna glue them, and here's what my first one will look like. Now this design, I had originally done a tutorial, I think like back in July, and it was also using some Not2Shabby products. I was inspired by Calcott. I will link her tutorial down in the description box below in case you want to get some more inspiration. Here's my second panel. Super, super fun. And then I also will link my original tutorial that I did after seeing hers. I'll link that down below as well, so you can get plenty of inspiration here. So on this little pocket, I'm only going to glue on the 3 sides away from where I put the little notch on my little pocket. So just like this, glue it and then add it towards the bottom. So once I have that, I'll finish adding my sentiment, and then I will also add a little piece of the garland just to add a little bit of extra whimsy to the top of that pocket panel. So then the last one, I'm just going to add my little paper mat. And again, the order you want for these is large, small, small, large on your panels. So I'm going to add my little tag, and I cut a tag and then added some more of that little fun popcorn from the stamp set. So I've got my 4 panels ready. Let's go ahead and add the panels into the gift card holder. So I've got my little pop-up mechanism. I'm going to place the fold right in the middle facing up like a W, and I'm going to glue the leftmost section. I'm going to add glue to that one, and then I'm going to just go ahead and press it down about 1 inch from the top on the left hand side. And the reason why I do that is because once we add our panels, it'll add about a 1 inch even border on both sides. So just like this, you see that little middle fold is right on the inside. Then I'm going to add glue to the back panel. And the easiest way I've found to do this is just to fold the card in half at that point. So once you fold it in half, it should align perfectly with the other side, or as close to perfect as you can get it. You just remove the excess glue and you've got your pop-up mechanism now ready to go. So super fun. It's a little taut because remember, we did remove 1/4 inch. So then you're just going to glue those panels down to each of the sections. Again, large, small, small, large. And again, I'll list all the dimensions down in the description box below just to make things easier. You can go down, take a snapshot or a screenshot, and you'll have everything at your fingertips. So super fun, just a really fun project overall. If you have never made one of these, I really encourage you to do so. There's also a hashtag called N2S Meet Me, and this was the hashtag that we used for the hopping giveaway a few days ago. You can get a ton more inspiration from that. So this is again a 4-panel pop-up gift card holder. Super, super fun. Look at this. You got a little pocket there to put a gift card. Here's the first one that I did as a sample. So again, 4-panel pop-up gift card holder. And I did use every single stamp from the Not2Shabby Movie Night stamp set, which came in the February 2023 box of the month from Not2Shabby Shop. It is still available. I will list a website link and a discount code down in the description box below. You can't use the discount on these subscriptions, but you are able to use it for other items in the shop. Thanks for visiting, everyone. Hope you subscribe, like this video, follow me on Instagram. Here are a couple videos I think you might enjoy. Happy crafting!